That's a pretty neat machine. All right, let's get it started here.
Right.
Promise yourself to be so strong. All health, happiness, and prosperity. Every person you meet. Make all your friends feel there's something in them. And look at the sunny side of everything. And make your optimism come true. To think only the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. To be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. To forget the mistakes of the past and press on to greater achievements of the future. To wear a cheerful countenance at all times. Give every living creature you meet a smile. Give so much time to improve yourself that you have no time to criticize others. To be too light for worry, too humble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to prevent the presence of trouble. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The invocation, John.
All right, let us pray. Our gracious and loving Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to be in the free country. We thank you for this cool weather that reminds us how much we enjoy the warm weather. We thank you we ask that you bless this food and the nourishment of our bodies, and we ask that you enter into our deliberations here, that we continue to help the youth in our community. We ask all these things in your name.
Amen.
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 And Kim's here.
I'm here.
Well, she was. Oh, she's buzzing.
Here, Dan. Feed your broken voices.
I gotta read that. You took my notes there. Did you see the way he just
Where's
come over?
this? There it is. Finish your cream.
There's the cream.
Ooh, where's my diet? Come this
A little
way.
Have you been,
sweetener,
Jack?
coffee. Will be
Oh,
awesome.
Fountain didn't deliver this week, so we have to wait till next week for
Few
that.
years into my first term, I had a guy that we hired that created a website for us.
Arnold?
And actually created two websites.
Arnold?
And they were both fantastic for the office. And I paid for that out of my pocket. I mean, he worked in the state paid his salary. Yeah. But,
I'm getting it, one step at a time.
the hosting and all that stuff I paid for myself.
Harry's got something, he's got a whole file full of stuff over there, and I think we ought to let him get working on that.
All right.
No, we're just kind of working this for the 7th. We got letter will be going out.
Yeah, I'm gonna work up a letter to go out,
I
hopefully.
gave you the letter.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go over it this weekend.
And, it's gonna be probably up to a 2-hour meeting. The reason we're gonna do that, because we're gonna break up small groups every once in a while, and you all get your ideas together. We've got some ideas that we've been hashing over, some places we can work with.
So,
You, break up in small groups, come back with more ideas, and then we actually figure out how we're gonna fund them and how we're gonna do them. So this is just the way this thing goes. Yeah, it'd be projects, what projects we wanna work with, how we're gonna fund them. Group's been looking at a lot of grants, and then how we're gonna market this organization.
I remember the small group idea, we did that once on my boat,
Yeah,
where some were downstairs, some were upstairs, and Tom Schrogy showed up with his wife with most of her bikini.
Kelly, you remember about the meeting?
That's the only damn thing I remember.
Can you bring your boat here?
Huh?
Bring your boat here.
Yeah, I can't, it's 50 miles away.
Oh,
It was productive.
Yeah, it was.
that's fine.
We done good, and that was on your outline, and I think we done a tremendous job. But I still
But
remember.
it's gonna require that we actually jump in, do it, get back out, you know. It's probably only gonna be like
we're
10,
trying to
15
get the
minutes.
members more involved right here.
Yeah.
Wayne?
Wayne.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Wayne, Miami? Wayne?
We don't wanna come as a committee to everybody and say, this is what we're gonna
Likes
do.
Wayne.
We come up and say, these are the projects we've actually brainstormed and tried to come up with. Please give us
Oh,
your
they'll bring
input.
that.
Together
They
as
have
a
to
group,
bring
we make a decision on how we wanna go forward 24. So, it's pretty much it.
We're looking at projects that will cost us a little. That's why we need funding. And then we're also looking for projects that are outreach type things, like things that the Optimist Club can do for, say, Redwood.
Did you say?
She's interested in Redwood.
Okay.
And one little idea was maybe we could treat the staff on a Monday to a cookie tray and say, thank you from the Optimist Club, you know, because it's an awesome
Yeah.
place, awesome.
I was hoping you guys were gonna try and bring back the cotton follies.
You're in charge.
Wait, is this
Bring 'em
the
back.
comedian row? Like, what?
Wait a minute,
yeah,
that wasn't I just
Wait.
remember him doing the cotton follies. You know,
Well, bring it up at the meeting on the 7th.
what are the cotton follies?
Yeah, I don't know, but
It was a
Variety show.
variety show,
oh,
and they brought in a director and the,
Oh.
you know, and.
yeah. Oh, they don't do it anymore?
They came in from out of town.
Was it a fundraiser or?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fundraiser.
And then they
you
had
know.
the cotton ball back in the day, it was a form of.
I vaguely
with the-
remember, yeah.
With the fluffy, you know.
Did it involve Jerry dressing up in drag?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
but
You
John
never
did.
know. It could have,
oh my goodness.
but, I just remember
Yeah,
him
the last
singing
cotton
and
ball,
stuff,
I
but,
was
you
in
know.
the 90s.
Yeah,
Anyway.
John could,
Could you
That's our
let
game
us,
plan.
okay, that's our game plan for the 7th.
Yeah.
could
Hey,
you
We're
tell us,
also, real quick, gonna provide lunch for everybody.
What?
Cooper and, Gary and I are gonna buy lunch that day. We're gonna have a little,
So that will
we're
cut
gonna have a
down-
little sandwich and soup buffet,
It's not gonna
nothing
be
fancy.
much.
Okay.
And
Is
that,
it gonna be here?
it'll be here,
Now,
yeah,
is that the 7th? Is that what you're all talking?
February 7th.
February the 7th. Is
One
that the
leg
actual,
sandwich and a shot glass
is that the
full of soup.
meeting date normally
Yeah,
or?
it's a shot glass full of soup.
Oh, okay.
You need to go sit over there with that row.
I know.
I've been meeting with these guys the whole time. I haven't been able to come
Yeah.
because I'm a busy grandma. And, but I just want to let you know, I'm still volunteering. I'm still buying into this because I just love the word optimistic. And I'm driving these guys crazy with, just idea. I'm an idea person, that's all. So I'm getting excited because, things, you already are doing so much. You know, the Found Village donation, that was awesome. The Salvation Army collection, I mean, these are things that, you know, you're documenting on your participation.
Right,
And that's what you need, that type of meat for grant writing.
right.
And that's, you know, we're both looking at grants everywhere. The right grant is still that big one I talked about, but that has to be down the road. So the more activities and we document, the better the grant's gonna look, and they'll support us with funds.
And we'll develop a plan
Yeah.
for you.
Well, the grant has to have a plan in it. So your all donation, at Christmas for Found Village was just, I love places. We don't have enough of those type of places around, especially in northern Kentucky. Oh, well, we do have Homeward Bound, where homeless kids get placed, or children through the cabinet get placed.
Found Village is actually in Cincinnati.
yeah.
Right, we know that, yeah, and I'm good with that. I mean, it's helping youth. You know, we're what, how many miles from across the river?
Oh, yeah.
You know, not far, it's
And-
still,
Hey, Jared, until we have enough people asking us for help that we have to start
Oh,
turning
sure.
people away, I'm not gonna turn anybody away that needs help right
Well,
now.
no, of course not.
But, we do hope to come up with a plan for the year so that everybody can anticipate it and we can take a look at raising funds. And in fact, I think, John, were you gonna talk about Red?
Yeah, I can do that at
yeah.
a good time. Okay, so I'm on the board, in fact, I'm maybe the longest serving board member on Redwood. Right now, I got grandfathered in with the term limits, but, anyway, so Redwood, started out in the late fifties, families, their readings in woods. Al Wood was actually the county clerk in Kenton County for a number of years, and that's how they got the name Redwood. But it was a group that served, they started off serving their children, their own children that had disabilities in the basement of a church in, I believe in Covington, or Tonya maybe. And then they built a building out on the grounds of the Diocesan Catholic Orphanage on Orphanage Road in Fort Mitchell. They had a 99-year lease for $1, I think, something like that, on that building, and that building has been expanded a number of times, and and what the service that they did has expanded over time then too, because those children became adults, and they still needed service, because they were typically those that were more severely mentally handicapped were not able to be out in the community and such. But there were a number of programs that developed over time, and so they serve children and adults with disabilities. They have a daycare there. That daycare does accept what they call typical kids, and so they integrate the typical kids with those with disabilities, and they help each other. They have a workshop program that's there, and they have some adult programs that they do as well. Last year before last, maybe it's been that long, maybe I guess it was maybe last year, they decided to merge with Easter Seals in Cincinnati. So now it's called Easter Seals Redwood. And Easter Seals has an even a broader range of programs that they do. The main facility is in Cincinnati. And they have a lot of workshop programs there. And they serve people that have disabilities, but they also serve people that are disadvantaged. They have a veterans program that works with military veterans. And they just had a large capital campaign. They were in the middle of a capital campaign during COVID, and then during this merger, that they're still about $500,000 short of their goal, but they got a several $1 million grant from, I think, who was the lady that was married? I don't know whether it was Bezos' ex-wife, or maybe it was somebody's ex-wife, the one that's going around giving away money across the country.
Oh, I know who you mean.
Yeah. But anyway.
Bezos.
Is it
Okay,
Bezos'
yeah,
wife?
I'm in the meeting.
Was
Okay.
it Bezos' wife? Anyway, so
Yeah.
it's called Easter Seals Redwood now.
I get Jerry's.
And so they still have.
I got children.
Jan. It says Jan.
Did you get children?
Jan. Oh,
Yeah,
I took it to the wrong table.
okay, I'm good.
So they have, a number of programs. They still have, the main line program in northern Kentucky is still on Orphanage Road.
You gonna eat all that?
But,
Probably
they
not.
just
Why
opened
you
a
want
daycare, facility in Florence then too. There's a huge need for that daycare, and so they do, those programs
John,
there.
over here.
They serve, people with, a lot of times with severe disabilities and that. They're one of the only medically fragile programs for people. And that helps in a number of ways. One of the things that I'm really excited about that is it allows,
Yep.
gives dignity to the client as well, but it allows these
Thank you.
parents that are out there to go back into the workforce.
I guess that's
Because
vegetable
otherwise
soup
they're
in
gonna
there.
be home taking
Right.
care
It'll
of
do.
their child.
Right.
And it allows them to be in the workforce, it gives the child something to do. They just absolutely love the facility and the workers that are there. Of course, still pretty low wages for that. They're a nonprofit organization, but they do some really good work.
The staff is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
The staff folks there are fantastic, so.
To work in a facility like that,
Yep,
you gotta have a little bit of extra
yep,
in you, because, because there's many different disabilities
yep,
from birth all the way up to the adults.
yep. And they do all kinds of different programs, and they really, change some lives, so. So it's a good thing. Linda had talked to me, about Redwood, and I mentioned, I've been on the board there, like I said, for some time. My son actually got services. They had a program through Children's Hospital there, where I got some, occupational therapy at one point.
Right.
And then I had a nephew that was severely autistic, that went there as well, so. I kind of started as just a volunteer, type of thing, when I was in the law firm, when I was at the Taft Law Firm, and it kind of morphed into something that became a little more personal with, the different aspects, and actually my son Joey worked there for a period of time then too, so I have some, personal connections there as well, but, there are a number of programs that are there. But when I was talking with Linda, I was saying, there are a number of different things that you can do. It's kind of easy and sometimes, just to throw money at things, but, we can come up, I can ask to see what kind of things you wanna do. If you wanna do something, I think that, idea of a cookie tray, is a.
For the staff,
Yeah.
staff
for the
appreciation.
Is a
That
great
is-
thing.
yeah.
That would be something that we could do, that we could.
I mean, we could do it once a month,
Yeah, if
and
you wanna
everybody
do
bring
a-
in a couple dozen cookie, and you
If you wanna
can
do
drop it off
something
on a
like-
Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna do something more hands-on with things, I know they have days where, they have different, groups from different companies that can kind of come in
Oh,
in the
right, they
spring
do,
and,
yeah.
and, spruce up things, if you'd rather do
I see
something like
that,
that.
yeah.
If you'd rather do a donation, their largest fundraiser, still is called the Express, and, Linda Geisbruck had chaired it at one point. The last year, it was out at Turfway, was very successful, and so they have a number of things. They have a huge silent auction there, and we could potentially do something where if, instead of just, writing a check and sending out something, we could do a gift gathering party.
Right.
We could do a gift gathering party in one of our meetings and have somebody from Redwood come in and talk about the programs, or
That's
talk
a good
about the
idea.
programs, and then the next week bring in gifts.
That's a good
Um,
idea.
PeeWee does something here, called the Booze Breakfast. And you come in and PeeWee will provide the breakfast, and you bring unopened booze.
Yeah.
And you don't drink it there, you,
Give us the red one.
you donate it.
Nick?
Yeah. And so, so we can take part in the booze breakfast, which is fun. Those were just some things,
Yeah, you have a whole list of, ideas. Bring those.
My husband and I chaired the Express with another couple
Oh, did
one
you?
year.
Yeah.
And we
So
also
there are a number of ways that you can
co-chaired
help Redwood, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of open it up to the group, if you wanted to do that, what kind of thing would you want to do? Would you want to do something more hands-on, would you want to do something, like the cookie thing, would you want to do something like the booze, booze breakfast, or a gift gathering party,
Yeah.
separate? We
So, this is what February 7th is about.
could- Right.
And
Yeah.
if you could bring a list of all what he just talked about, you'll
Try.
go back, and we
Any
can
ideas?
check it off, right?
I'll try.
I'm getting her to work, huh?
Do a good job.
But that's what we're looking at for everybody, if you have any ideas along those lines, any groups you know about, anything you're involved in where they need help, come in on the 7th of February with those ideas, and we'll help pull them all together and work out some kind of a plan.
If, you think about past members you think might be interested just to come to this meeting, just to cast out some ideas, please invite them.
Yeah, bring a friend.
So I have talked with the sheriff
I'll find out if she tells you or not.
You might be able to.
Chuck was going to work on that too. He said
Hey,
he
Danny?
could- he could-
Okay.
Because he was here last
In our
week.
case,
Just retired.
Yeah.
just bend over and act like you're gonna give me CPR, I'll come back right away.
Oh, okay. Can we put that into the minutes? John.
I just wanted to bring up all the things you're mentioning about the seventh meeting. Keep in mind a couple other places, Fairhaven Rescue Mission and the Special Olympics. And Special Olympics, I emceed that for 40 straight years, and with Mark Staggs. A lot of people will remember Mark and his wife. And then the Fairhaven Rescue Mission
Is that located on Pike Street?
on Pike Street. I'm there every fourth Friday for 30 years. Randy Wallace and myself from Oak Ridge Baptist Church. And I used to have my brother and my oldest sister, Barbara Brander, the school teacher, and her husband, Jay Brander, the World War II veteran, and my brother, Gerald Stevenson, and 5 other people that went with us, but they've all gone to heaven for the most part. And so it's just Randy and I now. So if there's anybody in here who plays a musical instrument or sings or just wants to come along and watch what we do, every fourth Friday, we start at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock and try to get there about 7:15. And we'll be there every fourth Friday singing and playing, and I try to film it now for the
Where is
last
that,
year.
John?
Down on Pike Street, right on Pike Street there.
The park,
Pardon?
about the parking.
Oh, at the park right on the street. There's a parking lot in the back of the building too. But we just park right out on the street, and there's a parking lot right on the street there, like where the school is. So there's plenty of room to park there. And it's safe because I've been going for 30 years, never been bothered by anybody. And although June cautions me every time I go to watch out. So I found out something about Fairhaven Rescue Mission that was interesting. Several people wanted to donate clothes, and I found out you don't take the donation down to Fairhaven, you take it to the thrift center in Latonia.
Yeah. that's
And
good.
and then everything you bring in there to the thrift
good.
center, whether it's male or female, then when they sell it, they give the money to the Fairhaven Rescue Mission. So there's more ways than one to skin a cat, as they say. And by the way, about cat skinning, I don't know if any of you all watched my Facebook page or not, but Miss June lost her cat, got out on her after 2 years, and wandered through the wilderness for 6 days. And Miss June has been about as sick as a human being can be, not over my deeds, but also under the cat's deeds. But the cat is back as of last night, and she spent the evening with it down in the house. And the strangest thing, that cat was an indoor cat. Our other outdoor cat, who's a wild cat, has been coming for 5 years straight, morning and night, to get his meals, and he's still coming. But the one that was supposed to be in the house dashed back in the other night. So there's happiness at the home at 38 Beechwood Road, or 38 McCollum Pike. And I did mention here, because I wanted to tell Jeannie, if we do the candidates thing again,
Yes.
I just found out last night my niece, school teacher in Georgetown, has announced that she's running for state senator for Damon Thayer's seat. And she's a very bright young lady. She sang with the Robinson family singers all over the United States for years and still sings. And I just went down and filmed their show for Christmas here about a week ago. It's all on Facebook and YouTube. But she's a very talented young lady and a very, very good Christian young lady. And she's running, of course, as a Republican in that May primary. Her name is Jaddock, and it's Julie Jaddock, but it was Julie Robinson. And so I'm actually in that district because,
Oh, yeah, Damon Thayer picks up a small part of Kenton County.
yeah, where I live there in Independence is,
I think I am.
he's my,
Yes.
state representative or state senator. And so, it's interesting to have somebody running that's your niece, you know, that you sort of thought in your mind that they would never be in politics or government. And so this is her first time to ever do something like this.
Okay, and another to remember, we have this Optimist International Membership Invitation. We want to get members, and we could, I know you have several, I have only one copy, we could fill out these and send them, to buy some stamps, and we can actually invite people to become members for the Optimist Club.
We can go online and print
Oh,
more
we've
of
got,
those.
yeah,
Well,
we've got more.
you had quite a few of them
I
the
have
other
them.
day.
I
yeah.
do.
And we could actually, I mean, I've got
But you wanna
envelopes.
mail them to people?
Yeah, we could,
Mail them or give them one.
Yeah.
yeah, if they're here,
Well, I
we can
mean,
do that.
You can give them to your
Is it
friends.
a postcard? Is it a postcard?
No.
Well, this
it
is
was a regular
a
piece of
form,
paper.
this is an
It's an
actual form.
application.
It would have to
That's a
be-
great idea. Give one to your
postcard
friends,
would
if
work.
somebody you think would make a good member. I love coming here with you guys and ladies. You know, I really, to me, it's a highlight of life, you know.
This application you're
And after all, I'm here with Jerry and he's ancient, I'm just old.
This is
Change license.
Jerry, I have a question. Jerry, we actually did a visit to St. Anthony's to pick their brain because we were trying to do something, you know, optimistic, friendly for the kids. And we're working on something, but the principal said her father was an optimistic member way back, and his last name was Eifert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
she's a principal at St. Anthony, and she said she got together with her siblings, and they're like, Dad was a member of that club for years.
And he was my boss for years.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Okay, another thing too that Linda brought up too was the district meeting. I got the registration, we got registration forms, and everybody should have got one on your inbox for email, because I sent one out and then Linda did too. This is about our district meeting, which is gonna be in Lexington.
What's the date of that, Jeannie?
That is
February
February the
16th,
17th,
17th, and 18th,
17.
around there.
And it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
But you don't have to go.
Saturday, I think when they have most of their meetings, and then Friday, and Saturday's just kind of coming down, but then Friday evening, you kind of go around and do some fun things with people. I talked to Stuart Maiden about, he wanted to have us have something special to do on Saturday night, and what he wanted was like $140 a piece to go to this meeting, or some kind of a musical presentation. So I said something to Stuart, I said, well, why don't we come up with some kind of crazy games, like we play at showers. That was always funny to get the group going together. And he said, that's a great idea. He said, I'll talk that over with my wife. He tells you about,
As a volunteer, I was
Everybody should have
wondering
got one.
if I could get added to the, email list. Because I'm interested in is it the 17th? The day I would like to go and attend, I like things like that. I like to snoop around. Could I be added?
you would
As a
want to
volunteer?
go to the district meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's open to the public, I looked at it, and if I pay my $25 fee, but can I be added to the email list, so I can,
If we have
cause
your
I
email.
can't get here every Wednesday.
Well, what we can do is Gary can always forward our emails to you.
Yeah, but I would rather get it
Whoa,
firsthand.
whoa. I'm sorry. Why can we not just add her to the list? She was made
I didn't get
a
it.
consultant by the sheriff. And for her to be a consultant, she has to have some idea of what we're doing. And it
Here
would
we
be,
go.
you know, I've been forwarding things to her now already because I've asked several times for her to be added to the list. Please add her to the email list.
Me, you're the secretary, you have the list, I don't.
And again, Linda Dietz has not been getting things because there's a problem with hers, it
I'll
should be a
answer all
capital
this. Am I
L
gonna get stuff in the
in
mail?
her email. Why
Mom's
is
office.
it gotta be so tough?
With 3 definite things for us to accomplish. 3. There's gonna be a list of 10, but out of those 10, 3 of those things,
Have
we're,
any friends
we're
that wanna be
out-talked
members?
ourselves.
Any friends that wanna be members?
And
Oh,
we've been
members?
dreaming and planning and scheming and creating, now it's time to do something, okay? And it's not gonna be hard, like, what would it be to make, a couple dozen cookies to drop off at Redwood? I mean, and it's staff appreciation, and they're working with youth. And all this stuff can be documented and put in when we do our grants. So it's baby steps, but random acts of kindness, should be a focus for us too. Yes.
Also, I'd like to continue with on the agenda here is, we have to have we basically approved our bylaws. And so what I thought would be, we tried to go through these a while back, it didn't work out so well. We are a group, the Optimists is a group of bylaws, regulations, and responsibilities. And it's just sort of like our Constitution. We have to follow along, and for us to step out of our bylaws, then we would have to make an additional, maybe do an addendum, or have some type of an exception to make that happen. Because we are a organization of bylaws, and we need to follow our bylaws. And if we want to make an addition or an exception to the bylaws, then that must be put in as an addendum, and then we can vote on it, whatever.
People that attend meetings. I think there should be a concentrated effort to contact those non-attending members and see what we can do about getting them here and participating in what we do. All right, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we should be able to try to get some of the other members that were prior members, or previous members, whatever you wanna call it, back into the club too. Why aren't they coming,
What we can do maybe is assign one person for each of us here as such, to make the contact and see if we can't instill something in them. All right?
I agree.
I think what we're gonna have to do that, Jerry, is use email, because the chances are none of these people have our numbers in their phone. And they probably do, as I do, and many of us do, you don't know who's calling, you don't answer.
Yeah.
Because most of the calls like that are bullshit.
But I would like to point out, first of all, out of the people that are missing, there's Louis, there's Coco, there's the sheriff, and there's Dan, and they usually come. So 4 of those people do come to meetings.
That would take us up to 17, and I would.
Some new people, we are getting bigger, we are doing more with youth stuff. So we are growing, and we are getting more active, so let's be optimistic and build on that.
Is anybody giving you an application?
Check how much of the money that we've already got in the bank account is already earmarked to the rest of the dues that we owe, and then how much is left over. And then we'll take a look at trying to look at least a tentative starting budget for the year. So that, like, if we've got $500 left, that's the club money, how do we see that being used over the year, and how much more do we need? Because we need some kind of a budget to be able to figure out how much to raise and what we're looking at spending.
Well, then what we would require then would be a budget committee headed up by Linda.
Yep. We can do that.
We need a budget committee.
Jerry should be on it.
And know how many people are going to stay, so that we don't have to pay dues for these people that are not gonna be there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
talking
more
about the per
involved.
capita.
I know,
He's talking about their per capita.
The Optimists club in Covington ever held a gambling license ever?
Gambling license.
I got two.
Have we ever held a gambling license, a gaming license here, the Optimists? They, in all the years?
No.
It's so different now.
Okay, here's the food for thought, we probably missed the vote, okay?
I'll get it sent out.
But there's something called electronic pull tabs.
Yeah,
Remember when they had slot machines
Yeah.
in places?
Yeah.
Then they had to turn them around and take them out?
No, I-
Okay, now what's going on is, and we're trying to do this with our church and our community organization down Bromley, okay? If you hold a gaming license and you're a nonprofit, then you can find a sponsor basically, like PeeWee's, I think he's gonna do it for somebody else right now, where PeeWee gets money from renting space, let's say with PeeWee. The company gets a cut, so they're up to 55% of the take, and the organization, the nonprofit, gets the 45%. And I'll let you know more about it, but you have to be nonprofit for 3 years and have a gaming license, so that won't work here.
We've been nonprofit for a long time.
But no gaming license. Well, we can maybe get a gaming license if we're nonprofit for a long time. We might as well get a gaming license. You know, look into it, the guy will come speak. He'll come to one of our meetings and speak.
Hey,
I was
John.
just going to, I'm sure I've said it before, but after the first, I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks. And he's gonna be gone for at least 2
Okay.
in February. That's why I didn't sign up for any of those conventions.
Do anything dramatic, like jumping off the Grand Canyon again?
No, I'm not gonna do any dramatic jumping.
Okay.
Or at least not intentionally.
Are you taking a lot of bubble wrap with you?
I do have a final announcement. Our plan has grown by 2. We need, Dave, are now members. Usually what we do is ask you to stand up for about an hour and give us your background. We'll postpone that till next time.
My son does background checks. My son does background checks.
Congratulations, and we thank you for joining us.
Right.
Yes.
I'll put you on the roster.
Okay. Motion for adjournment.
I make a motion.
Second, we have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please be quiet.
PeeWee's Place at Optimist Club. Each Wednesday at 11:45 a.m. Come on out and join us. Great group of guys and girls. You'd love it. Right here at PeeWee's. Every Wednesday, 11:45. Got questions? Give me a call. Travels with Dr. John Stevenson, 859-750. Join us on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget to listen to WIOK 107.5 FM on the radio dial. Tri-State Gospel, Post Office Box 50, Falmouth, Kentucky, 41040 zip code. God bless you all and have a great day now. Come on, guys. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? You're everything we hope for. You're everything we need. You are so beautiful to God. And thank you, Frisch's, for being a great, great place to buy a meal. Because I worked there as a manager back in the early 60s, and I'm an old man now, but I still love Frisch's and all the employees that I helped train. God bless you and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Makes no difference when or where or how. Everybody loves somebody sometime. It's Frisch's big boy time right now. God bless you all. Mr. Frisch would be proud of you. Jack Mayer and Marvin Fields and all the workers at Frisch's restaurants. God bless you. Travels with John Stevenson, former Superintendent of Education, Commonwealth of Kentucky. God bless you and have a great day.